Hello students. Now today linear correlation chapter number 2, and in this chapter today we are comparing all the methods. Today is that lecture in which we are comparing all the methods. First method, scatter diagram method. Second method, Karl Pearson method, and third, Spearman method. Now what is the differences between these three methods? If you have done all the sums given by me and all the sums calculated by me on the board, and that all the sums you had understood, then this differences you can understand very easily. It will be easy for all of you. Students who had done homework regularly and with understanding, they only can understand these things easily. Otherwise, for them who are only calculating, not concentrating, they have to remember these things. Now, we are starting with scatter diagram method. Now, always, whatever methods are there must be merits as well as demerits. Even in persons also. Some persons are very good persons also, but in that good person also some limitations are there. Like me, in some situations I am good, but if I get work which I don't like to do, at that time I cannot do that work. The work which I like, that work only I am doing. So it is my limitation. Work which I don't like, I cannot do. Same way, every person has a limitation, every person has a goodness also. Same way here, all the methods have their merits and limitation. Merits, limitation, merits, limitation. So in this lecture, we are discussing about merits and limitation of these three methods. So now, starting with first scatter diagram, its merit. Now, remember my last lectures. We were draw many diagrams. On that basis, first merit. Sir, it is simple to know correlation. By preparing diagram, we can easily understand there is correlation or not. It is very simple. If we are making one line by covering maximum points and some points are very near or all the points are on one line, then we can say there is correlation. So it is simple to know correlation. It is first merit of scatter diagram method. Now second merit, we are talking about the second merit. Now see, less mathematical knowledge. To draw diagram, there is no need very much knowledge about mathematical calculation. Only graphical knowledge should be there. If person has a graphical knowledge, then he can draw diagram, and that diagram becomes very easy. So, less mathematical knowledge is required to draw the diagram. So, simple again, two things. Simple to know correlation. By this method, correlation can be known easily. Second, mathematical knowledge is required, but less mathematical knowledge is required. Third, gives idea about strength. If we are passing the line from the points, and then if all the points are very nearer to the line, then we can say its strength is high. Correlation between two variables is very high, that we can say. But if points are far from the passing line, then we can say its strength is low. If all the points are on one line, then we can say, sir, there arises perfect relation between two variables. So that is possible only and only by graph. Only by seeing the graph, we can easily understand strength of that. Perfect value of strength cannot be found. But how much strength is there? That we can know by seeing the diagram. So, 3 merits. Now, fourth merit. Try to understand. Fourth merit. Suggest linear or not. Now, remember my last lectures again. In that lecture, if points are nearer to line or on the line, then we can say there is linear relation. If not nearer to line, we cannot pass line even covering maximum points. Then we can say there is no correlation. Lack of correlation is there. And that's why by scatter diagram suggest linear or not. By scatter diagram we can know about the linearity of the variables. And last one and easiest one. Last is easy to judge nature. Which type of correlation is there? Positive or negative? That also we can see diagram and judge. If left to right, increasing trend is there. All of you, give the answer. Positive, very good. Left to right, decreasing, then simple sir, negative. So, easy to judge nature. Which type of nature between two variables? So, these are 5 merits. Again I repeat. First merit, simple to no correlation. Second, less mathematical knowledge is required. Third, idea about strength as well as nature. Both is there. So 2 merits covered. Now to get maximum marks in the examination, write different points. Make different points. To know strength, to know nature. But to remember, nature and strength. Suggestion regarding linearity of the two variables. These are the 5 merits. Now we are talking about limitation. In scatter diagram, only one limitation is there. Otherwise, all the things are going good. Only one limitation is there. Now, which is the limitation? Which is its limitation? Only one limitation. We can find strength, but exact value of strength we cannot find. Exact value we can't find, and that's why its limitation is gives idea of nature and strength, but exact degree of relationship not find by using scatter diagram. And that's why to find exact value, proper value, Karl Pearson comes into the picture. Karl Pearson had said, I am giving you the method to solve sum and to find relation between two variables, and I give exact value. So to eliminate limitation of scatter diagram, Karl Pearson entered into the picture. So, merits and limitation clear? 100% clear. I am confident about it. Now we are talking about Karl Pearson. Why Karl Pearson entered? To measure exact value between two variables. And that is the merit of Karl Pearson method. Now see, Karl Pearson assumption. First of all, basic thing, Karl Pearson has assumed something. And then he said, now we can find relation between two variables. Now, which are the assumption of Karl Pearson? Think. First, linear relation. Karl Pearson had told us, if there is relation between linear relation between, if there is linear relation between two variables, then and then only their measurement value is possible by this method. Otherwise, measurement cannot be done. So first assumption, there is relation between two variables. Second assumption, cause and effect relation also there. If one variable changes, due to that other variable also changes, and direct cause and effect relation must be there. If there is cause and effect relation, then also we can find correlation coefficient by Karl-Pearson method. So these are the two assumptions. Then after apply rule of Karl-Pearson. So it is the basic assumption. Linear relation is there. Cause effect relation is there. And now talking about the merits. Now which are the benefits? Which are the merits of this method? Now see, first merit, type and degree both can be known. We can know type as well as degree also. How much closer they are? How much closer they are? If our answer is nearer to 1, very much closer. Nearer to -1, very much closer. But if our answer is nearer to 0, then there is no relation. Somewhat less relation between them. There is less relation. But if nearer to 1 answer is there, then degree, highly attached variables are there. If answer is between 0.5, nearer to 0.5, then we can say there is moderate relation. And that's why its merit is what? Type and degree both can be known. That is the first merit of Karl-Pearson. Now talking about second. Second is what? Popular method. Karl-Pearson method is a popular method. If you want to find correlation coefficient by popular method, then popular method is only one, Karl-Pearson. Even one marker question may be there in your MCQ or VSQ. They can ask, write the name of popular method. So you have to write Karl-Pearson method is the popular method. Even in 5 marker question, if they are writing, find correlation coefficient by using popular method. Now, which is the popular method? Only one method is popular method to find correlation coefficient, Karl-Pearson method. And that you need to find. So second merit is popular method. Now third one, we are talking about third one, summarizing degree in a single number. We are getting answer there. We are getting their answer. And it is in number 0.75, 0.85, 0.99, 1, -1, -0.70, whatever. So it is measured in single number. Perfect value we can find. That is also the merit. So these 3 are merits. Again, degree, exact value can be found. So type, degree both can be known. It's a popular method. And third, exact number can be found. Summarizing in single number. So these 3 are merits of Karl-Pearson method. Some limitations. Every person has a limitation, every method has a limitation. So here, this method has also limitation. Now, which is the limitation? First of all, these assumptions are limitation. I have written here, assumption is limitation. In your textbook, all the things are given in detail. You have to write it from the textbook only. This is written in very shortly to understand, to explain you very easily. If you want to understand easily and you are writing in short, then it is for you. But if you need to submit your homework, then you have to write in detail. So again, here I have written in short, assumption is limitation. Now assumption is limitation means what? If these 2 conditions are not satisfied, then Carl Pearson's correlation coefficient is not applicable. Carl Pearson's correlation coefficient is not applicable. If you are applying that formula, then you can find the sum, you can find the answer. But that answer is not giving proper result. We cannot assume on that basis proper perfect values. So we cannot do any assumption on that basis if these two conditions are not satisfied and we are finding the answer. On that answer basis, we cannot assume in future. So that is the limitation. So assumption is limitation. First limitation is that. Now we are talking about second limitation. Second limitation is what? R. Value of R affected by the extreme observations. Now extreme observations means what, sir? Now I am giving you the example. Suppose one sum is given to you in which values of x is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Values of y is 2, 4, 8, 10, 12. If we are finding correlation between these variables by Carl Pearson method, and suppose in this question I am adding one variable which is far wrong. Suppose 40 in x and 70 in y. I am adding and then finding relation between two variables by Carl Pearson method. Then there is huge difference in the value of R. And again, students who need to compare that thing and who need 100 marks. So prove it. Do yourself sum. Do yourself, make yourself question and solve it yourself. Take any example from textbook, smallest example. Then its answer is already given to you. In illustration, answer is already given to you. Now then illustration, whenever you are taking illustration, then in that illustration add x and y variable. But its answer, that variable's value should be big or very small. Suppose in question 1 to 20 values are given. So which value you are adding? Add 100, 110. So far long. Different value you will add, you can add, and then after calculate that sum yourself and see original answer, and after adding one variable which is very long value, answer makes the difference. Very huge difference is that. And that's why are affected by the extreme observation. Extreme means very long value and very small value. By both the observations, it makes the difference. And that's why it is the limitation of Carl Pearson's method. Now, third one. Required care to interpret. Now, as per my suggestion, it should not be the limitation. Actually, care is required everywhere. If you want to eat something, then also care is required. Now, today's days, if you want to go outside the home, even care is required. So, care is required everywhere. There is no, it is not a limitation as per my suggestion. But to get marks, one point is written, care is required to interpretation, to interpret in Carl Pearson's method. Now which care is required? You have to think linear relation should be there, cause and effect relation should be there, and if it is there, then interpretation is right. Only that care is required. And that's why It's a basic assumption and it should be checked. Must be compulsory to do it. And that's why actually it is not a limitation. Care is required everywhere. Even we need to prepare suppose scatter diagram. Then also care is required. 1 square is equal to which value we need to take? 10, 12, 1 centimeter. What? There is also care required. And that's why care is required is a limitation to get marks. Otherwise it is not a limitation. So again, quick repetition. First assumption, linear relation is there, cause effect relation is there. Then and then only calculation method is applicable. Then talking about merits, three limitations. First merit is degree and type both can be known. Second, popular method. It's a popular method. Third, summarizing in number only. These are three merits. Now limitation, assumption is the limitation. First thing, R value is changed due to large value and so small values are affected by this extreme observations. And third one, it's limited, actually not limitation, but care is required. That is the limitation. Now the last topic for which we are talking about Spearman. Now see and try to understand both the things. To eliminate limitation of scatter diagram method, Karl Pearson enters. Same way, Karl Pearson's method is possible only for variables. It is not possible for the attributes. So Spearman enters to eliminate that limitation. Spearman had said, I can find relation between two attributes also. So Spearman said, I can find relation between two attributes. Now, its merit is what? That is the merit. That is also the merit. If there are attribute data, then only one method is there which we can use to find relation between them, and that is Spearman's rank correlation method. So now we are talking about the merits of Spearman. Now see here, easy to understand. So really Spearman method is easy. If you have done all the sums, then you can compare. In compared to Karl Pearson, Spearman is very easy. Now for that you have a knowledge to give the ranks. If you don't have a knowledge to give ranks, then it is hard to you. Otherwise it is very easy. Just give ranks 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Give ranks and find difference. Difference square, use it, solve the sum. So in compared to Karl Pearson, it is easy to understand. First merit, easy to understand. Second merit, easier than Karl Pearson. In compared to Karl Pearson, Spearman method is easy. Karl Pearson somewhat hard in compared to Spearman. So Spearman is easy in compared to Karl Pearson. So it's a second merit. So easy to understand, easier than Karl Pearson. For qualitative data, this is the only method which is for qualitative data, which is for attributes. No other method is available for qualitative data. If we need to find correlation between them, then this is the method in which we can find correlation between them. So here it's limitation. We cannot find qualitative data correlation. Here qualitative data correlation is possible. And this is the only method in which qualitative data relation can be found. Now talking about fourth and last. For more dispersion data, this is the only method. Now it is also the limitation of Karl Pearson. Here, extreme observations, because of extreme observations, R value changes. Here, because of extreme observations, where dispersion is there, very far dispersion is there, at that time, this method is very useful to us. It doesn't making any more changes. But here it makes change, and that is the limitation. To eliminate this, whenever this type of data is given, far data, extreme observations are given, at that time it is compulsory to use Spearman method, because that method is applicable when dispersed data are given. So two important merit is what? Two important merit. It is possible for attribute data, qualitative data, which is not possible here. Same way, when extreme observations are there, dispersion are there, then also this is applicable. This cannot be suggested. Only this method is suggested. This is the main two merits. Remaining two are easy. Easy to understand, easier than Karl Pearson. Simple. So 4 merits of Spearman is given. And last, talking about the limitation. Now, which is the limitation? First limitation. Does not provide accurate value as per Karl Pearson. Now, that is the limitation. It gives the value, but in that we are giving the ranks and then finding the correlation. So just think, if person or student get 100 marks, 98 marks, 97 mark and then 1 mark, then if we are giving rank, first, second, third and fourth rank. So in this way we are giving the ranks. So 1 marker student is a actually fail student, and if it is a fail student, then how we can give rank? So at that time accurate data is not, so does not provide accurate value as Karl Pearson. But even it is good. Why? When we are talking about attributes, then Karl Pearson method is not applicable. Then one method is there to apply. So even there is the limitation, it is favorable to use. Simple. But to write in examination, you have to write does not provide accurate value in compared to Karl Pearson. As per Karl Pearson, accurate value can be found. Here, somewhat accurate value cannot be found. Same way, second, tedious to give ranks. Now again, giving ranks is the tedious work. Suppose 100 students are there. We need to give ranks. And the work is very tedious. So it is limitation. But even I suggest it is not a limitation. Why? In attribute, we cannot find relation. This is the method where we can find relation. So even it is tedious but useful when attributes are given. But to get marks in examination, again write limitation. So first limitation, cannot give accurate value compared to Karl Pearson. Tedious work is there. And last one, not useful for bivariate data. Whenever bivariate data is available, then Spearman method is not applicable. Spearman method is not applicable. Now, so what is meant by bivariate data? Now, it will be in detail in your higher studies, BCom, BBA, BCA, MBA, whatever you want to do. CS, ICW. In that things, this is in detail. But bivariate data is what? That I am preparing here for your understanding. It is not in your syllabus. In syllabus only this point is there. In bivariate data, Spearman rank correlation is not possible. And now, I am preparing here bivariate data table. When one variable is compared with two attributes, one variable has a two qualities, then bivariate data can be prepared. In short, we can say in this way. So this is the bivariate data. In this situation, we cannot apply Spearman's rank correlation. In this situation, Karl Pearson is applicable, and that will be in your higher studies, not here. It is just for your understanding. This type of data is bivariate data. X is 0 and Y is between 0 to 10. How many variables are there? Only one variable is there. Then it is bivariate data. So one variable is there which is between 0 to 10 in Y and 0 in X. Now X and Y may be any situation. You have done many sums. X and Y is the assumption of different situations. That's it. So today is the last day. This is the last day in which you are saying these things, and theory 100% completed. Now you can solve any question from your exercises. So this is your homework. Solve from exercise 2 all the theories, MCQ, VSQ, all the things you can solve easily. So this is your homework. Thank you very much. Meeting with next lecture, next topic. Bye bye.